Hi there, welcome to the Reddit Chronicles. Today we will be reading from Entitled Parents. Our first post is from Call Me Desdenova, entitled Mom Fights Me After Her Daughter Steals My Candy. This happened almost 6 years ago. I had just turned 20. At the time I was a college student with no job, but I occasionally worked as a babysitter. It wasn't anything too serious and I charged almost nothing, but I was good with kids and parents liked me. Plus, it was the first job I ever had, so I was proud of it. During vacations, I went to the mall with 3 of my friends to see Spider-Man Homecoming at the movies. We got there early and decided to stop at a toy store so one of my friends could buy a birthday gift for his cousin. There was a candy kiosk nearby and I wanted to get some for the movie, so I told my friends to go ahead without me and I'd meet them in the store. As I was buying the candy, the store was giving out samples of a new product. It was some kind of long chocolate stick, think Pocky, but thicker. They gave me one for free and I left. I bit into it once or twice and went back to the store to meet my friends. As I was walking through the doll aisle, I passed by a little girl, about 7 or 8, and her mother, entitled Mom. I put my hand that was holding the chocolate down for a second. Seconds later, the girl came up to me, quickly snatched the candy from my hand, and shoved the piece she'd broken off in her mouth. I yelled out a quick, "What the hell?" careful not to swear at kids, which got entitled Mom's attention. I explained what had happened to her. To my absolute shock at the time, the mom seemed to be angry at the daughter at first, demanding she apologize to me. But the girl was making excuses. She was hungry, the chocolate was right in front of her, she wanted it more than me, and seemed to think she had nothing to apologize for. As she proceeded to tell her mom she'd done nothing wrong, entitled Mom said something along the lines of, "I know, honey, but we don't want the lady to call security now, do we?" What? Entitled Mom then turned back to me. "I mean really, my daughter is 8 years old. You're a grown woman. You shouldn't be making such a big deal about chocolate." I pointed out that if she wanted candy, they could literally get some for free at the kiosk herself. There was no need to steal mine. Entitled Mom continued to defend her daughter, insisting that I might as well just get more chocolate myself. I was pissed, but I didn't want things to get blown out of proportion. For some reason though, I hoped the daughter would at least begin to understand why she couldn't go around stealing people's food. So I said, "Ma'am, I'm trying really hard to be patient here. I'm a nanny, but how could it possibly be okay for your daughter to steal candy from a complete stranger like that?" Next thing I know, my face was burning and there was a large handprint across my cheek. Entitled Mom also had large rings that almost broke my skin. She was screaming at me, but I was too shocked to pay attention. One of my friends heard the commotion and came to see what was going on. I told him Entitled Mom had slapped me, so he called security. Before they could arrive, Entitled Mom told her daughter not to tell them anything. Me and my friend exchanged looks and silently agreed we'd be better parents in the future. The Paul Blarts came and escorted Entitled Mom and her daughter out. I later found out they'd been banned from the toy store for their troubles, and that was more than enough for me. I ended up buying more chocolate sticks. I hope that kid turned out okay. Next up, posted by Spooky Girl. Entitled Parents tell me to F off in my own yard. Enjoy your free shower. Long-time lurker, first-time poster. Please forgive any formatting mistakes since I am on mobile. A few years ago, I lived in a house that was a block away from a public park. It was a very large park, and I noticed 2 soccer games occurring when I left one Saturday to go to the grocery store. When I returned home about 45 minutes later, I noticed there was a truck parked beside my property. The occupants of that truck were on my property. There was 2 children dressed in soccer uniforms, their mom and dad, and a large Doberman. The Doberman was lying on a picnic blanket, the parents were setting up their family's picnic lunch, and the children were chasing each other, all on my front lawn. I couldn't believe my eyes. I pulled my car into my driveway and walked over to the family asking them why were they on my property. The entitled mother then snarked at me, "What does it look like? We are eating lunch." I asked why are they not eating in the public park that is a block away, and she responded, "It's more peaceful here." In complete shock, I then said, "This is private property, and you all need to leave now." The mother's response was, "Go F yourself, you little bee." I was furious. I pay the mortgage, I do all the lawn work, and you think it's okay to trespass and tell me where to go on my own property? So this was the easiest revenge ever. I walked right beside them to the outside tap that was attached to my sprinkler system and turned it on. The family started screaming and grabbed all their stuff as they ran to their truck. The mother and father screamed obscenities the whole time and said that they were going to get me. Well, this is where revenge number 2 came in. I downloaded my security camera footage which showed their license plate and brought it to my next door neighbor who just happened to be a police officer who working that day. The parents were charged with trespassing, and I had a smile on my face for the rest of the day. Next up, posted by Electrical Plum. My mom is mad that I decided to leave for college earlier than necessary. Sorry, I'm typing on a phone because my mom, has broken my computer. For some background info, I had posted on MITHA before about how my older brother would constantly eat everything in the house and not contribute anything to the family. He's 23. We would then be left with bread, water, and pasta, while him and his girlfriend would constantly go out for food while also paying no bills and leaving everything on my mom. I have a gluten problem, so I can't eat bread and pasta, and I'd essentially be left starving almost. Once I did get a job, I'd buy things I'd be able to eat, gluten-free products, and still eat everything up in 2 days, and for the next week, I was left to starve again. It got to the point where I had lost so much weight my doctor was concerned. He recommended I started to drink some protein shakes and get a better balanced diet. I had bought a few cases of Ensures, and when I went to get them the next day they were all gone. So I immediately purchased a mini fridge and installed a lock on my door. This was fine for about 3 months until I came home and my door was removed and my mother berated me and basically yelled at me for holding out on them. Anyways, to sum that part up, for the next few months nothing changed, but I was able to eat a little more and I'm up to a healthy weight. I also got a full ride to my top college, and they invited me to their honors college and a summer program which will give me college credits, and they'll also fly me out to them. All I'd have to pay for was my dorm supplies and clothes if I wanted any new ones. When I told my mom about it, she immediately said no to the program and to college because I'd be leaving her, and she needs me because I'm her rock, and I can't just leave her with my brother. Like, okay, then kick him out and stay by yourself. This is the same man she protected and kept taking his side during arguments. Everyone in my family has cut him off but her. After like 3 arguments about the program, I enrolled anyways because my grandparents gave me money to pay for my enrollment and board fee, which was like $500, but since I'm 17, they emailed her to confirm if I could go. Luckily she was cooking, so I just ran into her room and accepted it myself and deleted the email. Well, the program starts June 11th, and the whole week before that I was packing and slowly hiding things in my grandparents' house until it was time for me to leave. I don't know how, but my mom found out and called the college to say she never signed the slip and that I would not be enrolled, keeping me from going to college. She then broke my computer saying that I won't need it since I won't be going to college anyways. I had called the college and there was nothing I could really do since I was a minor at the time, but 2 weeks ago I turned 18 and explained my situation to the college and they let me continue the program, but said I'd have to pay for the flight down here myself. After that I called my grandma and had her come get me and the rest of my things. My mom was angry. She was screaming, crying and yelling, asking me how could I just abandon her with my brother after all she's done for me. I still have the knot on my head from her tackling me and making me bang my head against our concrete stairs. My grandparents asked me if I wanted to press charges, but honestly, I just want to be away from her. She keeps texting me after what happened and said she's going to sue me for emotional damage, but that's not likely, since she can't even afford to feed her family. I'm living with my grandparents now and I've never been more fed. I think I'll get all my strength back before I leave my grandparents' house. This is all honestly crazy for me, because she's never acted like this. This past year she's been on a downward spiral. TLDR, Mom bashes my face into the ground and says she's gonna sue me for emotional damage. Thank you for listening to the Reddit Chronicles. Follow for more content.